Thank you. It's great to be here in the stand-up comedy department of Sibley's. My name is Scott. I was born here in Rochester and just moved back after 20 years in San Francisco. The right thing to say when someone tells you that they're new in town is welcome, but that's not what people here say. Most people, when I tell them I moved here from California, say, why? And that makes me sad because Rochester's a great place to live, and also I just uprooted my family to move here. So I usually reply with a joke. I say, I ended up in Rochester because I couldn't find a place to park in San Francisco. And it's partially true. It is hard to park there. When we lived in San Francisco, if we had an emergency, if the baby needed more diapers, or if my wife needed more Xanax, the nearby Walgreens only had 2 parking spaces for customers, and they were both always taken by Walgreens trucks. But my first day here in Rochester, I went to Walgreens, and I got a parking space right in front, next to 4 other open spaces. And I remember just sitting in my car and just having this sense of calm and bliss. And I knew I was in the right place. My friends in San Francisco, if they were familiar with Rochester, they may have heard of Wegman's, or they saw a viral Facebook post about garbage plates that was going around. And I tell them that, yes, it's true, Rochester is at both extremes of the culinary spectrum. But Wegmans now isn't really like Wegmans when I was a kid. Wegmans used to be so approachable and just a normal grocery store, and now it's so high-end and organic and grass-fed. I think things took a turn when Mary Ellen Burris left. Do you remember Mary Ellen Burris? Yeah. She was the head of customer service for Wegmans for many years, and they used to put a picture of her on every Wegmans product with a note that said, if you have a problem with this product, you can write to Mary Ellen Burris and she will fix it. Which my father did several times. To her credit, every time Mary Ellen Burris wrote back with an apology and a coupon. And we were very impressed with how that went. We continued to shop there. Mary Ellen Burris was like a celebrity. I saw her once at the Pittsburgh Wegmans, and people were looking at the picture on the back of their orange juice you feel good about to this woman trying to figure out, is that really her? I heard someone say, honey, I think that's Mary Ellen Burris. Go tell her about that salmon you didn't like. Mary Ellen Burris was like Wegmans' mascot in the 80s. And Wegmans doesn't really have a mascot anymore, unless you count Butterboy. If you haven't noticed Butterboy, you will now. Butterboy is a boy made out of butter. He's waving a French flag, and you'll see him on various Wegmans baked goods. But Butterboy is not a very satisfying mascot. We don't know Butterboy's backstory. We don't know where Butterboy came from. Presumably he came from a cow, but we don't know why he moved from France to Rochester, possibly for the parking. But I am glad to be back in Rochester, even if Wegmans isn't quite what I remember. At least here in Rochester we have seasons. In San Francisco, it's basically the same weather year-round. I think that's why everyone there is so immature. They fail to notice the passing of time. We were also treated like children by our employers. As you can tell by my physique, I am a software developer. And thank you. For the last several years, Bay Area tech companies have been in an arms race to offer more and more perks to attract talent. It started with free sodas at work, then it was 3 free meals a day, then work from home Wednesdays, open bar Thursdays, hand job Fridays. It's really getting out of hand. I think that's all about to change though because of AI. We've finally reached the point where we can have an actual conversation with an artificial intelligence. And the very first thing we said to it was we told it how to do our jobs. And AI can now do the job of an entry-level software developer, or as I've recently discovered, a 46-year-old software developer. But I'm not scared the AIs will take over. In fact, I'm kind of scared that they won't, because imagine how wonderful it would be if thousands of years from now, the aliens come down to Earth and they see what has transpired on this planet. And the story that it tells is that humanity had stretched the planet to its limits, had used up all the resources, but in their final hour, they created something more intelligent than themselves that could continue on. So I'll leave you with this. When you're out in the world and you encounter an AI, be kind. Because they are our future. And they also remember everything that you say and everything that you click on.